Hello dear students, in today's lecture we will discuss the remaining part of our chapter number first, that is morphology and its introduction, or you can say introduction to morphology. In previous lecture or in earlier, or even it was the first lecture, in first lecture we discussed about what is morphology. Simply it means the study of form and structure of the plant. Then we studied two different approaches of the morphology, in which we studied external morphology and internal morphology, which is appropriately called as anatomy. If study of external features or external form is there, it is external, and if it is internal structure, it becomes, or it is studied under anatomy. Then again we discussed two different aspects of the morphology: descriptive morphology, and second one is interpretative or comparative morphology. In today's lecture we will see the importance of plant morphology. Why plant morphology? Why studying the plant morphology is important? Why studying the plant morphology is important? That is what we will going to study in today's lecture. So this plant morphology is important in following aspects of the plants. Okay, in following aspects of the following branches, or you can say following areas in which plant morphology, or more particularly speaking, the study of plant morphology is essential. The knowledge from plant morphology is utilized in different aspects of the botany that we are going to study in today's lecture. So plant morphology is important first in the plant identification. Second, plant morphology is important in nomenclature. Nomenclature means what? It is just giving names to the plant. Okay. Then it is important in classification of the plants. It is important in the phylogeny. Phylogeny means what? It is the evolutionary history or study of evolutionary history of the plants. Okay, it is called as phylogeny. And last one is in plant breeding. Okay, so there are 5 different aspects in which study of plant morphology plays a very important role. So we'll discuss it one by one. First, we'll discuss why the plant morphology is important in the plant identification. In the vicinity of you, you will find number of plants are there, but we often don't know the names of that plants, and even if we know the vernacular names, we will not we don't know their actual or scientific name. Okay, so in this plant identification, morphology plays a very vital or important role. We will see step by step. So these morphological characters means what? External characters which we can see visibly through the eyes. How the plant looks like from outside or externally, all these characters are called as morphological characters. So these morphological characters play very important role in the plant identification. Okay, so this plant identification finds its scope, or morphology finds its scope in the plant identification. How? So best, for example, some morphological characters like leaf venation. Okay, so you might have studied in your earlier standards. So you classify the angiosperms into two different classes, that is monocotyledony and dicotyledony. And if we see the characteristics of monocotyledony, how we will identify the monocotyledons? One of the characteristics is the leaf venation. If it is having parallel venation, we call it as a monocotyledon, and if it is having reticulate venation, we call it as a dicotyledon. So we will see that how the morphological character plays very important role in the leaf, in the identification of the plants. Similarly, in stipules or simple or compound leaves, all these characters, inflorescence means it is a group of flowers or even flower structures, they are important. These morphological characters are indispensable, means what? Obligatory. We cannot deny them. Okay, obligatory for the plant identification. Obligatory for plant identification means leaf venation is taken into consideration, stipule, whether it is present or absent, or the type of leaves, whether it is simple or compound, inflorescence, which type of inflorescence is there. All these characters are taken into consideration while for the plant identification purpose. Then again, all the relevant morphological characters also taken into consideration, like habit, their life forms, whether it is terrestrial, aquatic, whether it is algae, or whether it is different life forms. Then leaves, flowers, stomata, epidermal outgrowths. Okay, all these morphological characters are taken into consideration while plant identification. It helps us to identify a particular plant. So, in taxonomic literature, if we go through the taxonomic literature, we will find there are different standard keys to the plant identification, and these keys comprised of the different morphological character. All these keys are prepared itself, they are prepared from the morphological characters. So, in plant identification is facilitated by studying the morphology, because the morphological character plays very important role in the plant identification. So, we will move forward towards nomenclature. Okay, it is very interesting now. What is nomenclature? Nomenclature is to give name to the organism. Means you are identified by your names. Okay, so my name is Mayur, your name is some Sujit or like that, Sneha. Okay, so each and everyone is identified by their names. Okay, so in plants also, plants follow a particular naming system. Okay, that is called as binomial nomenclature system. Okay, so this nomenclature system, it deals with the determination of correct name of the plant. So that name should not change from as the geographical area changes, the name should not change. It should always be, not should, it must always be same way. Even if we go at America or even we go at Africa, the name should not change. Okay, so to serve this purpose, we have or the scientists have established a binomial nomenclature system, and this nomenclature system is governed by the rule of ICBN. This nomenclature system is governed by the ICBM, that is International Code of Botanical Nomenclature. Okay, so this binomial nomenclature will go through the brief in binomial nomenclature system. So this binomial nomenclature system consists of bi means what? 2. Bi means 2. This nomenclature system consists of 2 different names, and all these names are from the Latin or Greek languages, which are ancient languages. Okay, so mostly almost all names are taken from that Latin or Greek languages. So it consists of 2 names. First one is genus name and second one is species name. Genus name is actually a noun and species name is epithet. Okay, that is we will discuss in some other topic. But we are confirmed with, or we are concerned with importance of plant morphology. So how this nomenclature system uses the plant morphology? So if we see, the morphological features or morphological characters play very important role in naming the plants. If we take the example, this point will get very much clear. For example, a certain species is having a name albicans. So that albican names comes from the character, that is whitish color. It may have whitish color flowers. Okay. So second is erectus. The species name is erectus. So the name given to that species is erectus. How the plant habitat or the nature of that plant is erect or straight. So again the cordifolia is there. So famous example is Ctenospora cordifolia. Ctenospora cordifolia means what? It is in Marathi it is called as gulwel. Okay. So that Ctenospora cordifolia, this name owes its meaning in this chordate shape leaf. If you observe the shape of that leaves, it is like this. Okay. So it is a heart shape. It is a heart. H-E-A, heart shape. So that leaves of that Ctenospora cordifolia are heart. Chorda means heart. In medical terms, chorda means what? Heart. So the leaves of that Ctenospora cordia are heart shape. Therefore, it is given the name Ctenospora cordifolia. So by this example, it might be clear to you that nomenclature system utilizes the plant morphological characters. Okay, so we'll move forward. So the importance of plant morphology in the classification. Okay, importance of plant morphology in classification. We see there is a tremendous amount of biodiversity which exists in this nature. If we see number of plants are there, number of animals are there which exist in this nature. If we want to study it, we have to properly classify that organisms. Until and unless we properly classify that organisms, we cannot study them properly, we cannot study them smoothly. So for that, proper classification is important. So that classification uses certain criteria to classify that plants, and this one of the criteria is the morphological characters. Okay. So if we see the system of classification, all the systems of classification, there are different systems of classification. Different scientists have proposed, like Bentham and Hooker, Hutchinson is there. Okay, so there are different systems which uses certain criteria. So this system of classification has different ranks ranging from kingdom to species. If we see kingdoms, these are taxonomical hierarchy. It is called as taxonomical hierarchy. Okay, it starts from kingdom, division, class, subclass, then series, order, family, genus, species, subspecies, and up to this. Or we are here concerned with species only. So this is the routine taxonomical hierarchies which all the classification system follows. So this whole classification system is based on the morphology. The morphological characters are taken into consideration while classifying the different plants. How? The plants having similar morphological characters, are placed in the same group. Same characteristic. If the two different plants show same type of leaf venation, for example maize and banana, they are placed in monocotyledone. Okay, so in this fashion, if the morphological characters are same, they are placed in same group, and if the morphological characters are distinct or different, then they are placed apart or away from each other in the classification system. For example, tubers in Dioscorea, trichomes in Parthenium, like this. Okay, so Here, classification system also uses the morphological characters. Hence, the plant morphology has very wide importance in the classification. So, importance of plant morphology in phylogeny. I will change pen here. It looks monotonous, therefore I will change. In phylogeny. Phylogeny is nothing but evolutionary history of an organism. Phylogeny means what? Evolutionary history. Study of one's evolutionary history comes under the phylogeny. Okay. So this phylogeny deals with the evolutionary history, and it also deals with the ancestral relationship between two different plant groups. Okay, ancestral relationship between two different plant groups. How, if two plants are showing similar characters, then we may guess similar morphological characters, then we may guess that they are having common ancestor in the past, or the two plants have been evolved from a common plant. Some speciation type has happened, and because of which these two different plants are created, which were originally having a same ancestor. So all these things are studied in the phylogeny. Now, how this morphology helps in the phylogeny? Morphological studies play a very vital role in finding out evolutionary history. Means, if the two different plants are having similar morphological character, then their evolutionary history can be traced. Some guess can be done, like this key. These two different plants are having same ancestor, or they may have evolved from a single ancestor. Okay, so on which criteria we can predict it? By studying the morphological characters. So, for example, study of vessels in woods of nettles. So the nettles, it is order belong to gymnosperms, and if we see the evolution of plants, it has evolved from algae to bryophyte to pteridophyte to gymnosperm, and lastly to angiosperm, which are considered as the advanced group. Okay, so it is considered as an angiosperm evolved from the gymnosperms. Therefore, there is a presence of vessels, which is a characteristic of angiosperm in some of the advanced gymnosperms. So it again traces the evolutionary relationship between gymnosperms and angiosperm. In this fashion, morphology plays a very important role. Then there are different classification systems which are based on phylogeny, like Hutchinson system is there. So overall, saying plant morphology is important in the phylogeny. We'll move forward. Last is in plant breeding. So what is plant breeding? It is nothing but in plant breeding, what we do, we cross genetically dissimilar plants in order to get an improved variety. Okay, so here we always try to get the improved variety or improvement of genetic improvement of the plant, so that more improved varieties can be produced, which will yield more yield to us, which will produce a more yield to us. Okay, so this plant breeding, it deals with the genetic improvement of the plants of the economic values. So this genetic improvement of the plant, it deals with the genetic improvement of the plants of economic values. It aims at developing varieties with superior characteristics. Means, if we take two different parents, we cross it and we produce a F1 generation, which through selfing we get, through pure line we get, lastly we get improved varieties, and which possess the superior qualities or superior characteristics. So it is in plant breeding. So how the morphology is important there? So the plant breeders who do this plant breeding experiment, they use the morphological phenotypic traits for selecting a desirable characters. it is obvious that if you want to if you want to produce a mango variety with a larger size and with sweet taste, then we will obviously select two different plants based on the characteristics that it is having. Large size, it is a morphological characters. Okay, then number of another plant is that sweet is also there one character, but we can take another character that number of fruits per plant. Another plant is not that much large, but it produces more number of fruits per plant. So these two characters can be integrated in one variety by using the plant breeding. So morphological features are very much important while doing the plant breeding experiment. What is again important there? Floral morphology. Floral morphology is also important. The structure of flower, anther, stigma, anther, basically androecium and gynoecium. The study of that is important. For successful breeding programs, the knowledge of morphology of reproductive organ that I told you, androecium, gynoecium, then gametophytes, mechanism of pollination, all these things are very much essential or utmost essential. So morphology is having utmost importance in plant breeding also. So I hope you all have understood the importance of plant morphology. We studied importance of plant morphology in 5 aspects: in plant identification, in nomenclature, in classification system, in phylogeny, and at last in plant breeding. So I hope you all have understood this, and if you have any queries, I have shared my email ID and mobile number at the first slide. You can please feel free to contact me at any time so that I can solve your queries. Thanks for your patient listening. Thank you very much. Thank you.